Hello. There's nobody here right at the moment, but if you're watching the replay, welcome, welcome. I'm going to wait just a few minutes for people to get here. I didn't put this on the thing, but I'm going to show a few things I got while I was on my trip and a piece of Happy Mail first, and then I'll go play a little bit on the jelly plate. I hope that people will show up. I haven't been streaming very much in so long that people probably given up on me by now, but um, I should go into Facebook and tell people I'm here. But there's Teresa. Hi, Teresa. So you found me, so maybe some other people will too. Um, I tell you, it's been a while. It's been a while since I felt like doing much art, and so hopefully today will be better. Um, Hi, Sherry. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad anybody who shows up, I'm glad they're here. Hannah and I went on a trip to take a bunch of her stuff to New Mexico to where she's going to be living a couple of weeks ago. And while we were there, I went to a couple of thrift stores, and one was kind of an antique store type thing. And then the other one was just a thrift store. But so I got a few things while I was there, and I thought I'd show you all those. And then this is something Hannah bought me. I can't remember which store she went in, but they had these tiny little skeins of dyed wool, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I may just crochet me a coaster with it because it's not very much, but it's really pretty. Hi, Linda. I'm glad you're here. But this is how it was dyed. So it's really pretty. The colors are really pretty. It's a sock yarn, but there's not enough of it, of course, to make socks. But I think it would make a pretty uh, I think it'd make a pretty coaster or trivet or something like that. But anyway, so she got that for me while we were there. Hi, Barbara. I'm glad you're here. Um, I did come in on StreamYard in case somebody wants to come in and play. I can send you a link on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook at the moment, but I can go on there and send a link if somebody wants to come in and play. But anyway, this is what Hannah got me while we were in New Mexico. And then we went to eat at Chili's on the way there. And this is what our silverware was in. So I grabbed a couple of those for the oh, thank you, Sherry. I appreciate that. For the paper bag book I'm gonna do. And then Hannah, this is what this was in. She grabbed this and put it in there. Um, it was from the local nut. It says "Be your best you." Anyway, both those I got to make that paper bag journal. I'm gonna make one of these days. Okay, back to the balcony. All right, Teresa, that's fine. So I'm still saving up bags for that. I could probably make 10 with the amount of bags I have by now, but at least I'll have a really good assortment when I finally get around to it. I'm going to set this aside too for now. I don't want it to get messy when I decide to jelly print here in a minute. I'll tell you about the rest of that in a second, but I want to show you this really, really, really cute card I got. Isn't that adorable? And she made the basket. Isn't that cute? It's from Judy Patton. It's an Easter card. Thank you, Judy. I love it. And it's fun I'm going to put it in my book, and I'm going to take this little birdie and use him too. It was nice to get an Easter card. Hi, Lisa. I'm so glad you're here. Even if it's just a few minutes, it's still nice to see you. I appreciate people who just drop in, even when they know they can't stay. I'm not really good about that. I do it sometimes, but I'm not really good about that. And I enjoy it, so I don't know why I don't just go ahead and pop in for a few minutes when I can. But I'm going to put this on here, and I think I'm going to stick the little birdie on the top of the basket because I think he looks really cute there. And I'm gonna oh, look at the back. Isn't that cute? A little hopping bunny. Okay. Well, kind of hate to glue it in because of the I'll lose that. Oh, goodness gracious. Now I have to make decisions. I'm not really good with decisions right now. I just, I'm just tired all the time. It feels like I've got to start eating better. I've got to start eating better. Oh, when Daryl went in the hospital and I started doing a lot of cooking for mom and them, I started cooking things that they normally eat or that I know they would enjoy eating instead of cooking the things I normally eat. And so I've not only gained about 11 pounds since October when he went in the hospital, but I hurt more. I've got to get back to eating good. Put it with washi tape on the edges so you can fold it open. Washi tape would work. Oh, and I've got a ton of it. But it feels like that washi tape doesn't, it doesn't stick good. But I have glue. I just need to use it. So that was a good idea. Well, I thought about a pocket too, but then I have to come up with something to make the pocket out of. Obviously, I'm feeling very lazy. Yeah, I'm going to tip it in with some washi tape. So thank y'all. That's one good thing about live streaming. Everybody always has ideas. And so I don't, if I don't feel like it, I don't have to make decisions on my own. I think that's a very pretty washi tape. So that's what I'm going to use. And then we're just going to, okay, come on back here. Don't get messed up. I'm going to put some glue on the card and then put the washi tape on it. And then I'll put glue on the washi tape. Okay, where? Okay. There we go. Tear off that little bit of tape. Hi, Julie. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you can stay for 20 minutes. That's better. Yeah, well, the 10 extra pounds is something, but it's a lot of my pain is inflammation. I know it, and it's definitely because I know when we started eating keto the first time, I started feeling better way before I lost much weight. So, well, I got it in there crooked, of course. Let's see if we can. Oh, well. Anyway, I'm hoping the same thing will happen this time. Y'all have a good walk?
Yeah, it's quite warm out there, though. Don't leave them out too long.
Okay. And today is the 4th. Hannah came home to walk the dog because she didn't get a chance to do it this morning. So she's a good dog mama. It is pretty washi tape, isn't it? It fits with the page, I think, and the bunny. It's the same. This is the same color as the bunny. So that makes me happy. That's nice. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about the rest of the stuff I got. At the regular thrift store, I got these things. And I don't know if y'all can tell. Oh. See those buttons? Aren't those pretty? Um, they look like when you make the stuff out of sculpty clay, except they're obviously not sculpty clay, but it's that same kind of look of something that's been rolled and then sliced. And then these are just green, but they're both pretty, and they were 10 cents each, I think. And then I paid a quarter for this. I think was a curtain. There were two of them. It's funny because there was this lady, and we both, had our carts on separate places, and we both leaned in to grab these. And she got to it before I did, and she picked it up and she goes, "Oh, there's two here, one for each of us." I was like, "Yay!" So I got a piece of ferny fabric for I think it was a quarter. He took the label, so I can't remember for sure. They were priced separately, so it was a good thing. Neither one of us were greedy. We were both happy to share, but we both got a decent sized piece of fabric out of it, so that was fun. Yeah, those flowery buttons are really nice. And then at the antique store, I got this, and he had $18 on it. And I was like, okay, I can't spend $18 on it. If he'll come down, I just couldn't make myself do that. I mean, I had the $18. I just didn't want to spend it all on this. But it is a pretty stamp. I really like it. I love these stamps. And so I thought, well, if he'll come down significantly, I didn't tell myself what significantly had to be, but he came down to $9. So it was half the price of what he had on it. And so I got it, and I really like it. I think it can be used so many ways that I think it's worth it. I don't normally think $10 for a stamp is a good deal, but for that time I did. And then there were these 3 bags of stamps, and I haven't even looked to see what all's in them, but they were $1.50 a bag, and so I went ahead and bought them. I thought we could look through them kind of for a minute or two here, but I'm gonna have to bring my thing down. So close your eyes because it's gonna be kind of jerky. Okay, that's just gonna have to be good enough. Got stuff in the way. I can't bring it down any closer than that. So, and then we'll jelly plate here in a little bit, and I'll have to probably move it back up. I don't know. Whew. Okay. Okay, let's see what was in here. I'm going to kind of go through them kind of quick, but I thought I might kind of sort them a little bit. Bye-bye, sweetie.
I love you.
I love you too. There's Will Rogers. That one's never been used. So the Olympics from 1980. There's a bus, which I would probably put with these things. And this is a scene I'm going to put here.
I'm just walking in the hot wall.
Okay, people. I may not do all the sorting right now because that'll take too long. That is really interesting. The words are so small I can't read what it says. Okay, I'm not going to sort them right now. I'm just going to we're just going to look at them. There's a bunny. It's from the Netherlands. Oh, look. It's on corrugated cardboard. Hey, Sharon. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Fort Bliss Centennial. I'm wishing I could get it down lower. Hmm. There's a Daffy Duck stamp. Christmas in Spain, it says. There's a bridge from Canada. Come on. There we go. There's some hummingbirds. That's interesting. Oh, I'm glad I got these because I've never seen anything like a lot of them. Like this one. Okay, it goes like this. Come on. Come on, camera. There we go. There's a beaver. It's 1.5 cents from St. Vincent. Okay, I'm not going to show all of them. I think that'll take too long. I'm just going to, if I find something that looks really interesting. Well, these are really interesting because they're all really, really thin and vintagey. So I'll just do this. And there's a Christmas. We're used to seeing a lot of those. That's pretty. Some of these they just look old. Which I love that. And some of them are just different from anything I've seen before. This is from Pasta. Oh, it's Posta. Okay. Never mind. I thought, why would there be a pasta stamp? But come on. There we go. It's taken my camera a long time to. All right, let's see. So this is making me really happy. I didn't realize how unusual these were going to be. Definitely worth $1.50. Come on. There's another cartoon one. Here's a bicentennial one. see. So there's a lot of really interesting ones in here. Let's see. I'm really enjoying all these little old foreign ones that are so thin. I probably will sort it into either colors or like the ones that are, like rabbits and things like that. Um, I'll sort into what they are, but these old ones, I'll probably sort those into colors. Look at there. There's the Republic of Liberia. I've never seen a stamp sold like that. Isn't that cool? That was kind of in the back. That one's really pretty too. Come on. I really like that because it doesn't have a border. I think that's really cool. See if there's anything else in here that's exceptionally good. It's Cary Grant. Okay. I'm going to put some of these bigger things in the back to kind of protect and then we'll pile the rest of these on top and stick them back in the... Actually, I'm not going to do that. Just a second. Let me grab some. Okay, for today, I'm just going to put them all in here because I will be sorting through them all later after I get all 3 packages. I'll just stick all 3 packages in here because the only reason to keep them in those little baggies is to remember what I paid for them, and that's not that important. Yes, that was a gorgeous one from Australia, wasn't it, Julie? Oops, there's that. Bye-bye, Lisa. Thanks for coming in. It was good to see you. And these, may end up being more of the same. I don't know, because they're from the same person's stuff. So I'll look real quick and see if I see something different. Oh, look. Isn't that sweet? There's another one, cartoon one. Okay. I'm just trying to show the ones that are different from what we might usually see. That dinosaur one is really cool. It's from the US, 6 cents. So it's a really old one, but that's really interesting. I really like that one. I may have to give that one to Ethan. Okay, I got to look at this one again. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong, but that looks like President Kennedy. and yet it's from the Sahara dependencies. I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. There's some of the Oregon Trail. Never seen that one before either. Some of them I can see better once I stick them up to the camera than I can just looking at them. A lot of them just have the leader of that country on them, and I prefer other things. Michelangelo's statue. But the gorgeous deep but muted tones of some of these are really really pretty. Here's three completely different ones from Canada. Canada always has some nice stamps too. Canada and Australia. Maybe it's just because they're so different from ours, but they always like those. But there are a lot in here that are so different from what I'm used to seeing that it was definitely worth buying. Oh, it's upside down. Oh, there's another cute one from Australia. Love that one. Hi, Miss Allie. I'm glad you're here. Oh, our stamps, I think they already did go up, but gives me all sorts of ideas for making faux postage. Yep, that's right. Anything goes, Barbara. Anything goes. Oh, Julie had to leave. No, she was saying bye to Lisa. Okay. Teresa says I'm going to put mine on a strip and then use them on a page border. That's a great idea. Oh, I love vintage cars too. Here's a train. Come on. Okay. There's these are so fun. I'm so excited. I was happy when I bought them, but I had never had a chance to really look through them, so I didn't know how good I did. Ooh, look at that one. There's a pretty butterfly one. Okay, come on. Oh, there's one that stayed in the box. I mean, in the bag. Another Michelangelo painting. Well, I guess one was a statue, one's a painting, but anyway. Okay. Hi, Brittany. I'm glad you're here. Bye bye, Julie. Thanks for coming. I'm going to try to do these a little faster, but um, anything that's a lot like what we've seen before, I'm going to go ahead and just put in the box. Oh, there's another old car from Australia. Some animals from Poland. There's another cartoon one. There's some more bicentennial stamps. Okay, come on. Wow, look at that one. Well, obviously, this person was a collector because they have a lot of things that, were never used. Um, this one doesn't have as many different ones. But there's still a bunch of these. There's one from France. There's another dinosaur one. Bunnies. Okay, come on. Oh, look at this one. I got these in an antique store when I took Hannah to Silver City to take a load of her stuff to put in TJ's house so that there won't be quite as much to take later. Here's another triangle one. Okay. I think I'm going to call that good. The rest of those look like they're mostly of people. That one's interesting. Okay. Anyway, that was fun. We'll have to get these out and use them sometime. That's what I need to do with most of my stuff is get it out and use it. I just haven't felt like doing much. And when I do have a little energy, there are things that have to be done that take precedence over the things that would be fun to do. All right, I'm just going to put this in. I'm going to keep this out because I'm going to play on the jelly plate a little bit. Oh, Okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna print on tissue paper again because I really enjoyed that last time. So, and it's so thin you can use it on anything, which is nice. But this time I'm going to use these Dollar Tree paints. Last time I used regular little craft paints, but okay. Um, these are just the strips that I cut off. I think we're going to start with that because a design on those would be fun to use. So let's just see what we can do here. Good grief. Those bottles don't want to um, smush. And so then when they do, my light's yucky. Let me see if I can. Maybe that's a little bit better. I don't know. Hard for me to tell. Okay, that's way too much paint. Way too much paint. Okay, let's do this. Okay. I'm going to set that aside and we'll we'll add it in later. Okay. I'm just going to see how this works. Okay. Hi, Riri. So glad you're here. Yay! I like your enthusiasm. Those will be good collage strips. Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm going to have to mute for just a second. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm glad y'all are still here. I did not think that phone call was going to take that long, but it was very important, and so I had to be there. But thank you for waiting. Here are these. I think those little strips are fun. I'm going to go ahead and do some more of those too. Um, let's do them in some different colors. Uh-oh. You don't open your paint on top of your jelly plate. Oh, okay. We're gonna go ahead and put this on, and then I forgot I had that had this paint over here. Who knows what this is gonna end up looking like? Okay. I actually don't know what this is gonna look like because it's got a lot of paint on it, and a lot of the paint's on top, which will be kind of on the back. So we'll see. Thank you. Well, my sister's husband lost his mom, and I hadn't been able to talk to him in a few days. And I just wanted to check. She was calling to talk to me about something else, and so I needed to talk to her about the something else, but I also needed to check in on how they're doing. So there's that one. Let's go ahead and put this down. It may have some blank spaces, which I think will be interesting too. Are you playing along, Riri? Uh-oh. Okay, see, I should have let that dry longer. Now we just got a mess. Okay. Let's just, okay, I'm just going to roll this out a little bit. And then we'll add more stuff to it. I can't tell if there's any paper still on there. I think there is. Nope, nope, playing along. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can put some stuff back with this. Okay. That's what it looks like right now. I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll put something behind it, and we'll see what that looks like. Let me get my little fan. Just enjoy watching. That's fine. I just enjoy watching people too, so. Oops, oops, oops. That's going to be a problem. There we go. I'm going to have to go and let the dog back in just a minute. So. She said, don't leave him out there too long. I'm not sure what that means. I think 3 o'clock probably be good, but okay, there's some of that's pretty goopy. think I'm going to let it dry as much as it can, and then I'm going to see if I can get off some of the goopy parts before I put another layer down. So let's see what. Okay, so that's what I took off. It wasn't a whole lot, but now I'm going to finish drying it, and then we can add something else. Come on. Oh. I get these alerts, red flag warning alerts from the city warning us to not do anything that might cause a fire because things are so dry. And if you don't answer that text with a yes, I got this, then they call you. I'm like, I don't need a phone call and a text and an email, which I'll get an email too, but the email at least won't interrupt me like a phone call would. So I'm glad I caught that text instead of ignoring it and then having to deal with a phone call. Okay. So let's try um, what color do I want to put behind it? Let's try this really pale tea green, they call it, but it looks like a really pale blue to me. Wow. Interesting. That doesn't look good. Looks like toothpaste or something. I've never had paint come out of a bottle like that. That shows I'm letting all my stuff get old because I'm not playing. That's not good. Okay, this one we're going to let sit a little bit because the last one tore up when I tried to pull it off. In fact, let's just do this. Dry a little bit from the back. I'm impatient. I feel like I'm becoming a more patient person in a lot of areas of my life. But with gel prints, I'm still kind of impatient. Okay, let's see if we can. I don't know if that's better. Well, I keep coming back to this one, but it keeps looking not good to me. And I think it's because the other light in the room, it just doesn't look good. Does the color look okay on screen to y'all? It looks really like dark and gloomy to me. Okay, let's see if this is enough. Oh, this is looking really pretty. No, the color looks fine. Okay. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna have to hang these two up. Let them dry. Those little strips dried real quick, but okay. But I think, oh no, it's paint. Okay. I thought that was some paper, but it was just a little bit of thicker paint. So we're gonna not fret about it. I did it like this. There's not as much dry paint, I mean wet paint on here now. But I just put that on there and then I did that. So I don't know. Mostly all I'm getting is some, where I had big splotches of green because the blue's all dried up. Um, anyway, it doesn't look plaid now, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And I'm going to put some prints in it, even though I don't think it'll show up a lot, just to give more places for color to go. All right, let's go ahead and dry this, and we'll add another. Oh, you're welcome, Barbara. I really like this color of green. They call it heather. It's really pretty. Trying to see if it's dried or not. I think I need to put something. And I don't know if it'll actually help, but let's see. This plate is not white, so I don't know that that'll help because it's got these flowers on it. But that does help a little bit to have something white underneath it instead of this. Okay. Let me find what I'm going to add to it. Let's just do this. Okay. And let's use this. This is a greener. This is turquoise and this is aqua. In the camera, this looks blue, but and this looks a little bluer than it really is. But we're gonna play with this color. Okay. Let me find a. Put that down on there. Roll off sheet from last time. Okay. That looks pretty cute. That was worth doing. Okay. That's what that looks like right now. I'm going to let that dry. And then we'll put something else behind it. I wish I had some interesting things going on in my life to talk to y'all about, but I don't. Right now, I'm just managing to do what needs to be done and not a lot of extra stuff. So, Barbara's going to go get some food. That's a great idea, Barbara. That's a great idea. We got a ham for Easter. So, I'm going to cook um, some pinto beans and put the ham bone in it to season it. And I'm going to try a new thing that I've never tried before that's supposed to make the beans much more digestible. And it's supposed to make it, at least the lady I watched, she said you know, it alleviated the issue that a lot of people have with beans. So we're gonna try it. In just a second, I'll get the magic ingredient and show it to you in case you happen to cook beans and you might want to know. This is it didn't feel like a lot of paint, but it's still pretty wet. I always wonder if I should take up some of it, but when the print looks that nice, I hate to take up some of it and mess it up. So we're just going to let it dry. We're going to be patient. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And we're going to be patient. I did a last Thursday night. I did the program at the Weaving Guild meeting where I showed them some of the products that I've bought from Dreaming Robots. They knew about my little spinners, but they didn't know about the. I like that color too, Sharon. I think it's pretty. It's this stuff from Dollar Tree, and it's the what it says aqua. Um, a cone winder, which will take your yarn, your skeins of yarn, and wind it onto a cone like weaving yarn comes on, which makes it, easier to store and easier to wind a warp from. And it works just as well to crochet or knit from a cone as it does, from something else. But anyway, trying to get that program together and then presenting it and then lugging everything back home, I really messed myself up. So the weekend was not fun. But it seems like it doesn't take much nowadays, which is another reason I've got to start eating better. And cooking beans should not be on my list, but my mom loves them and so does Daryl. And I have this ham bone, so I'm going to do it anyway. But they will get most of them. The problem is I love them too. And so when I'm cooking for them, if it's something I really like, I go ahead and eat it instead of eating what I need to eat. But hi, Andrea. I'm sorry you didn't get a notice. I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing okay too. Well, actually, I hope you're doing better than okay, but I'm glad you're here. We're almost dry. Just a few little places. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. I just realized something that was going to become an issue really bad if I don't fix it. Uh, when I was hooking up my computer, I hooked up everything except I didn't plug it in. And I happened to look up and see that my battery was at 8%. It was about, we were about to lose me. Oh, or I was about to lose power and that would have messed everything up. Okay. Whew, I fixed it. You're having a good day. Yay. I'm so glad. Okay, let's put something behind it. And I think I'm going to use this purple. I've got, I think, 3 purples here. This one is deep blue. It looks purpley to me, but it's blue, so we'll call it blue. And then this is violet and wild purple, and I don't know, vivid purple. Anyway, I'm going to use vivid purple behind this. I can't seem to get just a little bit of paint out, so let's get some of that off. When you're printing on tissue paper, you really do need to be more mindful of how much paint you have on here. But I've got all this tissue paper cut and ready to go, so I might as well go ahead and, uh-oh, got a wrinkle in it. Hey, Brittany. Welcome, welcome. I'm trying to think if I saw Brittany earlier and she's just talking to Andrea or if she's new too. My brain doesn't remember. But I'm glad you're here, even if I was glad you're here a few minutes ago too. Yeah, that's another reason I need to start eating better because my brain works better when I eat better. I did. Okay, well, good. Well, I'm glad I welcomed you at least. I'm just gonna let it go a little bit. Oh, I was gonna show y'all. Let me do that real quick while I'm thinking about it. None of you may cook beans, but if you do cook beans, I saw a lady who said this particular kind of seaweed, um, if you just take a strip of it about that wide, now in here these are big strips, so you just take a piece, and when you're doing the boiling step of your beans, you just put that in there Don't break it up. Just put it in there in one big piece and let it cook in there during that boiling stage. And there's something in this particular kind of kelp that will um, it'll do something to it and make it easier to digest. Anyway, I bought it, haven't tried it yet, so we're gonna try it. Um, because the ones you make are better than the ones you buy, and of course this is after the letting them soak for 8 to 24 hours and wash it, rinsing them off and all that. But they don't cause me a whole lot of trouble, but they do my mom, and she really loves them. So I'm gonna see if this will work. Kelsey's in the first stages of teething, so that's no fun. No, it is not. It is not. I hope that this does not happen to her, but with both of my kids, they got ear infections while they were teething. Hannah had it really bad, but that was horrible. That was the work, of course, Hannah always had health issues, so she was miserable, pretty much from birth. She was probably miserable from conception, but I only knew for sure from birth. But the teething was a extra bonus bad. Oh, looky there. That looks really pretty. There's a lot of layers of texture in that. Very cool. Oh, okay. I'm going to leave these bits of color on. And we will do something else. Let's see. What else do we want to do? Well, let's do this. You want to put it down really good so that your image can be nice. Okay. What color do I want that to be? I think I'm going to do that in, well, no, it might not show up good. I was going to say do it in white. Hmm. Okay, let's. I didn't bring any pinks or anything like that over here. It's just blues and greens and black and white. I think I'm going to go ahead. Thanks, Sherry. I thought it was really good. I'm going to go ahead and do white in here. Okay. I got to start turning these bottles upside down. I have them setting upright. And that's makes them harder to use. There's another one that's very thick. Let's do this. That's what that looks like on there. Okay. Now, of course, this needs to dry. I hope I don't run out of battery because it seems like everything I'm doing needs to dry. I don't know why I've decided I'm fat deprived. I've been making ghee and rendering beef fat to make tallow. Both of those things, uh, for some reason, I've decided I need to have them on hand. So it's been interesting. Um, the tallow, beef tallow, doesn't make the house smell real good while you're doing it because all the beef cooking without any seasoning doesn't smell as good as beef cooking with seasoning, if that makes sense. And there's not a lot of beefy smell in the tallow, but there is a little bit. But the ghee smells wonderful while it's cooking. It smells yummy. So that's a couple of things I've been doing. But I've got to try and get some more stuff out of my house. I haven't been real good about. I mean, I loaded up a bunch of stuff. We took 2 carfuls of stuff, you know, to New Mexico for Hannah. Some of it was her books, and a lot of it was kitchen stuff and foods that we had canned when we canned last summer. We canned a whole bunch of different meats and things, and anyway, we took a bunch of that. So I did get a bunch of stuff out of my house, but I need to get more stuff. Oh, I love the air fryer, Barbara. I have not tried a grilled cheese sandwich in it though, but I've seen them done and they look delicious. But everything that I have cooked in it, I've been happy with. I was trying to think if there was anything I didn't like that I've tried or that I thought it didn't do a very good job with. But ours is a toaster oven air fryer. So everything you do is laid out on a tray or in a basket, but it's not like the basket ones where you just dump a bunch of french fries in there and then you can toss them around, or chicken nuggets or whatever it is you're cooking. You can just kind of toss it around. You have to turn things over in the one we've got. And when I first got it and realized that, I wasn't sure I would like it. But a lot of things don't ever have to be turned over, so it turns out really good. Um, I love steak in it. I thought that couldn't possibly be as good as steak on a grill, but it is. It's really good. And I did hamburger patties once, and they were really good too. It's a little harder to know if they're done or not. But I saw somebody doing a recipe for their air fryer, And yeah, you can. You can actually bake in it. Now you can make toast, and you can do, all the things you can do in a toaster oven, you can do in it. Plus, you can do the air fryer. And the one I have, you can also use as a dehydrator, which is cool. Um, but I only have like one rack to dehydrate on. Well, I guess I technically could do two, but because I could do some in the basket and then some on the rack on the bottom. But I haven't tried dehydrating in it yet because I have a dehydrator and I can do more at one time with it. But one reason I got this is because I'm used to using a toaster oven, and I wanted a air fryer, and I don't have space for both. So when Ethan wanted to take my toaster oven with him when he moved, then um, I was excited to let him have it. I offered to buy him a new one. He goes, "No, can I just have yours because I really like the way it works?" And I said, "Yes, that'll be just great because I can get an air fryer toaster oven." And so we were both happy, which is always nice. Zucchini chips are awesome in the air fryer. I haven't tried that. The grilled cheese is good. All right, Barbara, I'm glad. Teresa says Ricky loved cheese toast in the air fryer. Hannah made us some sourdough bread, garlic toast with cheese on top um, for Easter to go with our ham and potatoes and asparagus, and it was really good. This is taking forever to dry. Sorry. Y'all getting bored at looking at a fan all the time? You don't even get to look at the thing. You're just looking at a fan. There's just a few places. It's almost there. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is let this finish drying on its own. And I'm going to mute the sound just in case the dog makes a ruckus and I have to fuss at him. Y'all won't have to hear that. And I'm going to bring the dog in and put him in the crate. So I'll be back in just a minute. Y'all can just look at this. Okay. Sorry about that. He decided he had to drink a gallon of water before he went to the crate, so which is fine. I'm always trying to get him to drink water. Hannah's like, Mom, he'll drink if he's thirsty. Just quit worrying about it. I'm like, drink some, Sparrow. Okay, let's see what she says here. About 350 at 2.5 minutes aside would be perfect. Oh, wait, I got to go back. Let's see. Linda cut up some parchment paper to the size that fits into the basket. We put the prepped grilled cheese under the paper in the basket and turned it once. About 350 degrees, 2.5 minutes each side would be perfect. No butter, right? Teresa says. Um, Barbara says it's one of the smaller ones, but it is a big lug anyway. Yes, butter. Amen on butter. Amen on butter. Dinner will be made in the air fryer. All right, Teresa's going to try the grilled cheese. That'll be awesome. And let's see. Um, I think I'm going to use this heather green behind this. That's the one that won't. There we go. Okay. Had to take off a little bit more, but he was smelling my hand like, what on earth is on your hands? And paint, Sparrow. It's just paint. Okay. And once again, we shall dry. If I run out of battery, we'll have to stop making this kind of stuff and make something different. How many of you butter eaters have a butter bell? How many of you even know what one is? If you have one, obviously you know what it is. If you don't have one and you eat butter, you need to know what one is. So, what is a butter bell? Allie says. It is a container, usually made out of crockery, and Butterbell is a brand. You don't have to buy that brand. There are a lot of brands, but it was the first brand. Um, anyway, it's a piece of crockery. Well, just a second. Let me get mine and show you. That'll be the easiest way to tell you. Well, Hannah used up all the butter in it this morning, and some of it fell to the bottom, so it's not as exciting as it normally would look. And it's dirty, but it says butter on it. Now this one does. They don't all have to. Some of them don't have any designs at all. But basically, what it is a crock, and you put water in the bottom, and you put your butter in the bell, and then you put your bell down into the crock, and the water seals the butter in there so that air can't get to it. And so it allows your butter to be soft enough to spread without going bad. So it keeps it fresh but softer than in the refrigerator, because you know how hard butter is to spread out of the refrigerator. Anyway, it is a very worthwhile investment. I would definitely recommend it. um, I've I've bought one for several of my friends, for my sister-in-law, for my mom, for my aunt. I just bought one for my stepsister and her daughters and her son because he cooks. He's probably the best chef in the family, but um, and they're just if you like to use butter, they're awesome. Okay, this one tore a little bit where it was too wet. Anything from $15 to $30, depending on the brand. The Butter Bell, um, the Butter Bell brand are about 25, I think. When I was buying them for everybody, except this last batch that I did at Christmas, they were about $10 to $15, but now they're a lot more expensive. But there are other brands out there. If you just go on Amazon, you can and just put in Butterbell, then you'll see all the different ones. Yeah, that looks really good, doesn't it? We've got some more still on here, so I'm gonna go again. We keep our butter out on the counter in an old cut glass butter dish. That probably will work. Just it's probably basically the same, except it doesn't have the water sealing effect. Um, so I think if you eat your butter pretty quickly, that's probably just as good. If you don't, then the water in there sealing it up makes it a little less likely to have problems. But does the butter fall in the water? Not normally, but she was scraping stuff out and she left some pieces that weren't attached to the side very good and it fell out in the water. That's what those little bits in the water were. But normally, now if your house gets really hot and it melts, then it might fall out. But your house would have to get 90 degrees or something, I think, to have that happen. I haven't ever had it fall out in the water except for little pieces that maybe when you were scraping off the side. Now, this year in the winter, we kept the house a lot cooler than I ever have before because I didn't want to pay high bills. And so sometimes the butter it wasn't soft. um, so there was that this year, but normally it works really good. Yeah. Anyway, it's okay. We're gonna try something here. I'm gonna do this, but I want to put paint on this. Okay. And then we're going to use this to make a stripy background. Okay. And we're going to just leave that like that and let it dry. Once again, we'll be drying. Got a bunch of paint on the edge of my roller. Yeah, this year in the winter, our room temperature was definitely, it was not as spreadable as it used to be, but I've been amazed at how easy it was to keep it, this low. I've never kept our thermostat down this low before. But anyway, okay, let's dry this a little bit. And what I do with that butter bell is I put the stick, stand it up. I let it soften just in the room in its wrapper. And then I open up the wrapper and I stand the stick up in the butter bell and I use the wrapper to mash it down in there. So my hand isn't touching the butter and I mash it down in there and make sure it's, smoothed out inside and everything and then put it down into the butter bell. Anyway, it works really good. Um it's funny cuz Darla said that her son thought that was the best Christmas present. So, oh, bye, Brittany. Have a good meeting. I hope it goes well. Of course, Barbara. Anytime there's a really weird word, we know it meant something else. We're all capable of Taiwanese. Is that okay? With the butterbell, I will give you a warning. You do have to always use very clean utensils. Don't ever put anything in it to get butter out that has been that has touched anything else because if you do, it will get moldy, and then you'll just have to take it out and throw it away and get new butter. But um, I had it happen several times when the kids were young, but we haven't had it happen in a long time. And maybe if you left it in there for 6 months without using it, it might do that too. But okay, I'm gonna let anything else that's not dry just mix in. I think. I'm going to go ahead and just use this one. It's got a little bit of stuff on it, but I think it'll be fine. I'm going to use my hand to see if I can kind of set that white. Hopefully it'll pick it up. You can see it, you know, from this side. Make sure this isn't important. Okay. I hate it when my phone decides to send me ads, and it's the same kind of notification I get for a text. There ought to be a way to make a different notification sound for a text, but I haven't figured out how to do that. I haven't figured that out yet. So we'll let this dry on here. I may have to get off sooner than I wanted to. My back is not very happy when you do laundry and the dishes the same morning. Isn't that terrible? That's horrible to have to say that you can't do laundry and dishes in the same morning. Yep, yep. Got to start eating better. Hey, I need y'all to ask me next time I'm on. Are you eating better, Lisa? Because I'm tired of feeling like this. I'll let it dry. Okay, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to set this one aside. I don't typically do that. And and we'll play on this one a little bit. It's already got a something on it, so we'll just add a background to it. And okay, I don't know if my pieces of paper will quite cover this, but I think they will. Oops, we only need one. Well, that didn't take up a lot of time, did it? Oh, excuse me. Okay, we're gonna use the dryer on this one a little bit, and then we'll go back and work on this. See if we can take that one up. Excuse me. I know I've started a lot of things in the past several months that I never have finished. But right now I'm having a hard time just being inspired to do anything. And I'm thinking I'd really like to do that paper bag journal. I was trying to wait until Tanya could do it with me, but I'm thinking that I may have to just go do it. Um, is that something any of you are interested in working on with me? I mean, you wouldn't have to do it on camera. I mean, you could do it on camera, but you wouldn't have to. Uh, we could just, show pictures in the group. Anyway, if you are interested, it'd be fun to have several people working on it, not just me. Okay. That looks pretty cool. You can't see a whole lot of the print, but it's still an interesting background. If you just use like this part for the flowers, you could ink them in or something. So it could be doodled on, I think, and be good. I'm going to lay that right here until I get this one up, and then um, I'll come back and hang them both up. Then you don't have to listen to me moan and groan as I get up twice. I only have to listen to it once. Okay, the stencil that I had used over the top of this, the stencil part came up on here, but this did not come up at all. So interesting. Okay. I think I'm going to, if I can find a wipe, I'm going to use one and see if I can get this stuff to come off. Barbara says, I'm not sure, Lisa. Right now, I've got a handful of Just for Anything journals available to me and might not want to create another one. That said, I just got an amazing Amazon order with, I'm waiting. I just got a big Amazon order with, let's see what the rest of her statement is. With wonderful craft paper stuffing that I've torn into about 14 by 18 pieces, which I thought when I saw it would make a great little journal. Yeah, it would. I've got a bunch of that too. And I've torn it into pieces too, but I haven't done anything with it. So, okay. This is not coming off. This was the graphite. I don't know if y'all remember how many months ago I did an experiment with graphite. And it's just like permanently embedded. It doesn't, keep it from doing other things, but it's not, it's not coming up anymore. It's like, there is my jelly plate now, has this print on it. I think that would be fun to work in too. Might just have to make me another one just because journal, or a journal for no reason at all. There you go, Barbara. A journal for no reason. Well, that's kind of what my paper bag journal is going to be. It's just because I want to do it, just because I have a bunch of bags. Um, you know. Okay, let's see. We're going to just work both of these. Let's see if I can. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to get more of this area on screen. There we go. My cord keeps trying to. Okay, sorry about that, but I think that's a little bit better. You'd love to have one what, Sherry? A journal for no reason, a paper bag journal, an Amazon craft paper journal? What what is it you want that you would love to have? Okay. I'm trying to decide what I want to play with right now. Oh, let's get these out. Made all these silly things. I might as well play with them. Okay, we're just going to throw them right up here on top. Well, let's stick it under here. Okay. We're going to start out with, I think I'm going to start out with white. We'll do the lightest color in front. Let's do a little bit more here. I think I'm going to bring some of this one over here, but I don't think it'll be enough to completely. I think there's a hair in there. Okay, let's see if we can get it out. There we go. Well, that's weird. Why is that doing that? Do y'all see all those little bubbles coming up? I don't know why. Maybe we should create a buddy system for the keto plan. You got such good results from that before. I envied you then. I have lots of research because I don't know the first thing. Um, or are you saying you'd need to do a lot of research? I would be happy to do a buddy system with you. Yes, it is, but it's funny. That's the same paint on both jelly plates, and it's what I was using before. I even used the white before, but this is the first time it's made the bubbles. It's really weird. Anyway, we're just gonna leave them and say they're good. I'm gonna go ahead and do some. Okay, what I didn't do with these when I made them that I should have is I didn't put handles on the back. So okay, we're gonna let those dry. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the simplest in the simplest terms, keto is this. It is no processed foods, no grains, no sugars, no soy. Well, soy's a grain, so that takes care of that. I have to admit I have used soy sauce a little bit when I did keto, um, but it's just vegetables and meat and cheese. So, but yes, message me. I'll be glad to help you out with that. It would be nice to have a buddy doing it with me. It sure would. I mean, Darren doing it with me helped a lot. I'm going to dry this some and then we'll go back and we'll add something else to it. Now this one, whatever's behind it won't show up a whole lot, but we're going to let it dry, let it dry. I put too much paint on this one right here. Remember, thumbs, everyone. Thank you, Barbara. And you're welcome. Have a good appointment. I hope it goes well. Ooh, that does sound nice. That sounds nice, a massage. Over and out. All right, we're going to call this and add something else to it. Um, the This one's not completely dry, but I'm just going to be okay with that, and we're going to see what happens. Let's put this behind it. I'm not doing what my plan was. My plan was to alternate these so that I could work on one while the other one dried, and instead I'm playing with them at the same time, which is that wasn't the plan. But I evidently forgot what the plan was. Just went with an impromptu plan. Oh, I got messy. I got messy. Messy hands, messy arm. Sorry. Just sitting here um, in a daze, I think. It really does help to pull this back as flat as you can. The tissue doesn't tear as bad. That's what that one looks like. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Looks like something under a microscope. I'm going to trade places here. Oh, dear. Okay, let's see if we can do it from this side. Okay. I tore it, which is sad, but um, but it's interesting looking. That one looks like something under a microscope too. Let me hang these up real quick. I'm definitely going to have to get off of here by 4 o'clock. I don't think I can do it any longer than that. I probably should go ahead and go now, but just not quite ready. I need to. Something here. Oh, somebody texted me again. I'm sorry. Okay, that's something that can wait. I have a bunch of these and I haven't used them. So we may just make a conglomeration. A conglomeration, a quilt. I don't know what to call it. Okay, let's start with this little. This is sky blue. I'm going to do them one at a time now just so that they can dry in between, because I really think that's actually helpful. Okay, so let's do this. And oh, that was kind of weird. Not exactly what I was after, but let's see if we can stick this right there. Okay. Now we will set this one aside and we will work on this one. The bad thing is this table has kind of a dip in it. And so this one's on a hard piece of glass, so it doesn't dip and it's easier to do. This one will be harder to do because it's shaping itself to the table since it's just on a piece of acetate. So there will be some difference in them. Oh, goodness, excuse me. Sorry, I'm sneezing like crazy. Y'all didn't need to have to listen to that. Okay, sorry. Okay, wow. Sorry, lots of sneezing and coughing going on. I cannot get sick. I have to drive to Oklahoma and go to a wedding on Saturday. One of, well, a couple of mom and Daryl's good friends are getting married. They both lost their spouses a while back. And so I hope that this second marriage will be as good for them as it has been for mom and Daryl. But that wedding is on Saturday. So, goodness, I'm sorry. I may have to get off sooner. I think we'll do these last two and then we'll call it good. I Hopefully, everything will be good and I'll get to stream with Tanya on Sunday. That's my plan. I really miss streaming with her. We always have so much fun together. I think this one's dry. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. We're going to move this one over and let that dry while I work on this one. And I'm going to put this turquoisey color behind it. And it's called turquoise. Oops. Having it on the heavy glass also makes it not slide all over the place, which is a good bonus. one's still not dry. These paints are wetter, so they do take longer to dry on the jelly plate than just regular craft paint. Sometimes that's a good thing, but sometimes it's not. If you're wanting to draw designs in it or something like that, then having it stay wet longer is good. Or if you live in a really dry climate like I do, there's a bonus to that. It doesn't dry out before you're ready, and thicker paper can handle it, wetter than this tissue paper can. One of these days, maybe I'll buy some of the wet strength tissue paper, but right now I'm trying to not spend money on stuff like that. So um, I'm just using what I got because I got a lot and I might as well use what I got. Okay, let's see. We're just going to let it sit right there on that spot because that spot is not even close to dry. It doesn't look like that heavy a paint, but it really is not drying. I think it's because that's where there is still several layers of stuff stuck right there, and that's where the paint's not drying. So, and right up there. Okay, we're gonna just go ahead and add some color behind this. And I'm gonna just go ahead and use this heather green again because I'm liking it. Might as well stick to um, the color palette I've been using. Okay. I'm gonna scooch this one over and let it just sit there a little bit. We'll see how this one turns out. Okay. I like that. I like all the different colors and textures. It doesn't show up as good on camera as it does. Well, down here you might can see it better, but if I get closer, it really lightens it up. You can see the texture better, but you can't see the color as good. Anyway, I like that one. All right, let's go ahead and dry this a little bit more, and then we're gonna call her done. Well, I've really enjoyed getting on with y'all today. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. Sorry I've had to mute and pause and all that stuff so much. That's just my life, which is part of the reason I don't stream very often. But anyway, there are seasons in our life, and right now the season I'm in seems to be busy, busy, but not getting anything done. I've had several seasons like that in my life. It was just different things. Um, you know, at least a lot of times the busy, busy, I felt like I was actually getting stuff done, even though it was never finished, if that makes sense. But right now, I feel like that I'm doing what I can, but I have to stop and rest so much that I don't really get anything much done, and that's frustrating. So I'm definitely going to start eating better. That's especially if Barbara's going to help keep me accountable. The rest of you can keep me accountable just by asking me when you see me. Are you eating better, Lisa? But it definitely does help to have a buddy. So I'm glad that she's interested in being my buddy. Hey, Dana. Welcome, welcome. I don't know if you've been hiding in the rafters or if you just got here, but I'm just fixing to go. Okay, here's this one. It's funny because it almost looks like all you see is the blue because in the camera you can't really see the green behind it. But there really is some green behind it. That would be a fun one to do doodling on because it's just a bunch of, lines. So that may happen. Anyway, let me quickly bring down the other ones and let me move these out of the way so we can look at the ones that we did today. That's just being a problem. We'll move it. Okay, I'll move this up here because these are the last two that we did. The rest of these are not going to be in order because I put some of them at one end, some of them at the other end, and then I came back and um, put some in between. So I'm not sure where they all got done, but it doesn't really matter. It is fun to look back though and see what we did. Okay. First thing I did was these little strips. And this one broke. But I think it'll be good for collage, which is what all these are for. When you do them on tissue paper, you know pretty much that's what you're going to use them for. That's supposed to be a plant, but it's not really showing up very well. Oh, it's going, wow, that one looks weird. This is the print that wasn't showing up very good on that other one. And that one. And then these two. And I did a couple of just printing off stencils on old wipe-off pages. So there's that. That's pretty much it. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I appreciate your company while I'm playing. Um, Trying to have some kind of order to these. I don't know that it was really that important, but I do like having this box to just stand them up in and stick it on a shelf. But I need to stand them upside down like I do the other kind because they're harder to get out since they're right side up. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I love you all. I thank you for coming to play with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And hopefully, I'll see you at Tanya's on Sunday at 1:30 Central Time. Love you all. Bye bye.